Alright, what's going on? We're here in the Ichthyosaur Park, and I'm trying to get Ichthyosaurs off my mind, so let's get them done and see what kind of pins we've come up with. He's really cute. Alright, so here's the park, and let's talk about up here first. We've got Ichthyosaurs in here without any humble gene on at all, and they've got 6 in the pen, just barely working, so how bad disease might infect. It's just that it's so rampant when it gets into there. And I know that it comes along a little more often when they're overpacked, but it's not too bad. It's just that they have a more, more of a chance of getting it for one thing, and it does occur a little more often. The major problem I've had is that you can only have one of these lagoon hatcheries attached. Well, you can have as many as you want. On here, you would have a feeder, and then this, and you would need at least like one viewing platform. So you could have a couple of them attached, but the major problem is that when sickness breaks out in these, that you can only send one med van per lagoon that you have attached, or per hatchery that you have attached to the lagoon. So, 6 of the non-humble, and into the most content. I think this is the best small pin I could really come up with. It's just got 2 of them in it. They're at 91%. They're not really going to get upset ever. And this is the humble kind of packed single. And there we are at 73. And we've got 8 of them in here, which is kind of crazy, but that's all right. We'll talk about why it's crazy in a second. So here's the 2. 1, 2 stalls. Now, if you've seen my other video about the Tyrannosauruses, you can see I'm basing everything primarily size on this. It's just a single grab the fence and pull it one until it stops. It's that long. There's a aviary for comparison. There's a lagoon inside a 5x5. These things are not very big. This is a 3x2, and I think I put like 3 humble Tyrannosauruses in a pin like this. So pin size, I think I have really been overdoing it. So these ones are not humble, and they've got 7, and for some reason it didn't seem like this, but they are 100%. And I mean, of course, you would want that. People will be upset at the dinosaur welfare if it's too low. Here in this pen, we've got humble ones, but they also only take 7 for some reason. Now, we can go down here and look at this 3 long. And in the 3 long, which you can see, it's nearly the same size as most of my amenity stuff up to these hotels. So you could really build a nice little back to a group of that stuff and have 2 big dinosaur pens off the front of it or something. Maybe an aviary over here, off down here, whatever. These ones are perfectly happy. There's 14 of them in here. All humble. And from there, we'll look at this big 7 pool pin. You can see it in comparison again to the 5x5. %, 30 humble little fish like marine reptiles. And now I had originally built this thing with 8, but I really thought it would take more, but that's not a big pin for 30 of a species. So they're perfectly happy. Let's hop on over here to this is a 3 just like that. And we'll see they're not terribly happy. 78. But there are 30 of them in this as well. This is a 3, not a 7. At 78%. And last but not least, this ridiculous pin is a 2. 1 with 8 humble ones. The 2 at 71% has 30. Somehow, in some impossible way, you can get 30 of them in here. But if disease gets in this, it is instantly everywhere. You would need a couple more hatcheries on here. For any of these with 30, you would really want to be able to get numerous medical vehicles, drones inside the water quickly. Beyond that, I don't really... Well, look at those locks shift around. All right, so other than that, I would say be aware that the feeders, you can only have 10 of them that will produce fish in a park, it seems like, at least in this park. I've done it a few times in here, and when you put them down, I go through and I put down 10 of them just on the side of something, and I move them to the ones I need. But you can see these ones are producing fish for everybody. Now that one says 600, and this is the glitch, I think, is that they sometimes say it, and then they are being used, or these animals will starve to death. After you get your 10 out, they won't produce anymore. So you will kill your animals with, like, if you have 10 of them over there and you make another pool, an 11th one, and put a new feeder on it, they'll starve to death in that pool. You can only have the 10 that work from the beginning. If you delete them, you can put a new one down that will work, or it'll go on to another one that you've got. But that's a thing to be very aware of. I had a few problems with feeders in one of my parks and kind of killed a pen full of Ichthyosaurs, which it was in a real park, in a Jurassic Challenge park, and man, you don't want to know what kind of money you lose when you kill a pen full of Ichthyosaurs. But anyways, smaller is better, it seems like, but make sure that you consider the animal's comfort as well. It doesn't have to be 100, but 90 is pretty good. At any rate, I think I'll leave you with this little Ichthyosaur and let him swim around in his pen some. I hope you guys get good information from these and maybe can make your parks better in some way, get more animals in there. Maybe you're not sure if you can fit them in, and here you go, you can. So, enjoy the Ichthyosaur, and this is probably the last video I'm going to be posting of them for at least a long while until I do like some cohabitation stuff, but enjoy them. I'll see you later. Take it easy.